When we hear the word abuse, we often think of physical harm, something visible, something undeniable. But abuse is not always about bruises or scars. Words hold incredible power. They can build, inspire, and heal, but they can also destroy. And when parents, the very people meant to protect and nurture, speak toxic words, those words can leave wounds deeper than we imagine. For many, the echoes of hurtful phrases linger well into adulthood, shaping self esteem, relationships, and even mental health. These words are not always meant to harm, but their unintended consequences can lead to struggles like eating disorders, self harm, and lifelong feeling of inadequacy. Today, we will explore 9 toxic things parents say to their children, things that they can change the course of their lives. We will dive into how these words impact a child's mental state and share deeply emotional perspective for those who have lived through these experiences. If you have heard or said any of these, it's not too late to heal or change. Let's uncover the truth one word at a time. Number 1 is you are too sensitive. It can be hard to stay patient when a child cries or gets upset over something that seems small to us as adults. Sometimes, in the moment, parents might say you are too sensitive or stop being dramatic. But for a child, these words feel like their emotions are not valid or important. Over time, they may start to hide their feelings or think there's something wrong with them for being upset. Instead of building resilience, this phrase can lead to emotional suppression, making it harder for them to navigate their feelings as they grow. A better approach might be, I see this is really bothering you. Let's talk about why it hurts. This shows them that their emotions are okay and that they can trust you to understand. Number 2, why can't you be more like sibling, friend, or anyone? Number 2 can be, I can say, comparison with other kids. Comparing kids, even with good intentions, is a recipe for insecurity. When a parent say, why can't you be more like your brother? Or look at your friend, they get good grades. It sends a message that the child is not enough as they are. Instead of motivating them, it makes them feel small and unworthy. It can even lead to resentment towards the person they are being compared to. Over time, this constant comparison can make them think they are incapable of succeeding in their own way. Try focusing on what makes them unique instead like saying, I love how creative you are, or you work so hard and I am proud of you for that. Number 3 is you will never amount to anything. This phrase might come out of frustration, but its impact is devastating. Imagine hearing from your own parent that you will never be good enough. For a child, these words can become their inner voice, leading them to believe they are destined to fail no matter what they do. It can cause them to give up trying, not because they don't care, but because they feel like nothing will ever be good enough. A simple shift in how we speak during tough times can make all the difference. Instead of harsh criticism, try saying, I know this is hard, but I believe in you. Encouraging words can spark the confidence they need to keep going. Number 4 is stop crying or I will give you something to cry about. Well, this phrase is often said in anger, but it teaches a dangerous lesson that expressing emotions is not safe. While it might stop the tears in the moment, it forces the child to bottle up their feelings, which can have a long-term effects on their ability to process emotions healthily. As adults, these children may struggle to cry or even identify what they're feeling because they have been taught to suppress their emotions. Instead, consider saying it's okay to cry, but let's talk about what's upsetting you when you are ready. This approach not only calms them, but it also shows that their feelings matter. Number 5 is you are such a disappointment. Few words cut deeper than this. When a parent tells a child they are a disappointment, it feels like a judgment of their entire character, not just one action or mistake. Over time, this can lead to a fear of trying new things or taking risks because they don't want to fail or disappoint you again. It's important to separate behavior from self-worth. Instead of labeling them as a disappointment, try saying, this didn't go as planned, but I know you can learn from it and do better next time. This approach encourages growth and reminds them the mistakes are a part of life and it's okay to do mistakes or make mistakes. Number 6 is you are lucky to have it better than others. This phrase is often used to teach gratitude, but it can unintentionally dismiss a child's feeling. Telling them you're lucky you are not like those kids who have nothing might make them feel guilty for expressing their struggles. It can teach them that their pain does not matter because someone else might have it worse. Struggles are not a competition, and kids need to know that their emotions are valid no matter the circumstances. A better way to approach this is by saying, I understand you are upset. What can I do to help? Acknowledging their feelings creates space for gratitude without diminishing their experiences. Number 7 is you are ruining my life. It's easy to say things in anger, especially during tough times, but telling a child you are ruining my life is a heavy burden for them to carry. These words make them feel like they're responsible for your unhappiness, which can lead to feelings of guilt and shame that follow them into adulthood. Children should never feel like they're a problem to be solved. Instead, when you are overwhelmed, try saying, I'm having a tough day, but I love you and we will get through this together. This shows them that your frustration is not about them, it's just a moment that will pass. Number 8 is making bad comments about their appearances, like you're fat, ugly, stupid. Words about a child's appearances or abilities can leave lasting scars. Even if it's said jokingly, calling a child fat, ugly, or stupid can deeply hurt their self-esteem. Children look to their parents for validation, and these words can become the foundation of how they see themselves for years to come. A child who hears these things often might struggle with body image, self-confidence, or feeling of inadequacy. Instead of criticizing, focus on positive reinforcements. You have such a kind heart, or I am proud of how hard you worked on this. Words like these build confidence and resilience. Number 9 is I wish you were never born. This is one of the most hurtful things a child could ever hear. Even if it's said in anger, it sends the message that their very existence is unwanted. For a child, this can create a deep emotional wounds, leaving them feeling unworthy of love or belonging. The scars of these words can last a lifetime, affecting their relationships and self-esteem as they grow. No matter how frustrated you feel, take a moment to breathe and remind yourself this is my child and they need me right now. Replacing anger with understanding in tough moments can make all the difference. As children, it is easy to believe that everything our parents say about us is true. But here's the reality. Not everything they say defines who you are. Sometimes those words come from their own struggles, their own frustrations, or things that they never learned to let go of. That does not mean those words are facts. They don't reflect your worth, your potential, or your future. You are not what they said you were. You are so much more. Take this moment to remind yourself that your story is yours to write and it's never too late to let go of the things that were never yours to carry. You don't know me and I don't know you, but here's what I want you to know, that you can always reach out to me, you can talk to me and I will listen. I will always be proud of you and cheer you on no matter where you are in life. I am a real person sitting here on the other side of the screen, sending you love and reminding you, you are never alone and you will always have someone to talk to.